Hello everyone and welcome to the All Eyes on Paris series brought to you by The Athlete's Story, where you'll get up close and personal with the best beach volleyball players in the world as they head towards the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. I'm your host Kerry Pothast, motivational speaker and storytelling coach. I also competed in 3 Olympic Games in the sport of beach volleyball, and I was fortunate enough to have the stars align back in 2000 when Nat Cook and I won gold at our home Olympics in Sydney. Now, we all know that storytelling brings big events like the Olympics alive and connects us with the competitors on a much more personal level, which is why All Eyes on Paris will be following the top players and delving into their personal journeys, uncovering their magic and helping you get to know them better, all while they are on their road to Paris. So whether you're a fan, an aspiring beach volleyball player, or you're just looking for some inspiration, get ready for an exhilarating journey into the world of these elite athletes. On this week's show, we have an absolute legend of the game, Olympic gold medalist, 4-time Olympian, mother of 2, and one of the most exciting defenders in the world, 38-year-old Laura Ludwig from Germany. She stands at 180 centimetres or 5'10", and she's as dangerous on the net as she is in the backcourt. She's won multiple FIVB awards, including Best Defender, Best Defensive Player, Most Entertaining, Most Improved, Most Inspirational, Most Outstanding, Sportsperson of the Year, and Team of the Year, as well as Tour Champion, ever since she set out on the sand in 2007. She's played 167 World Tour events since first stepping on the international sand as a 17-year-old, and she's won 13 gold, 11 silver, and 10 bronze medals. Hi, Laura. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited to chat with you today or tonight here in Australia. How are you?
Hi, Kerry. Thank you so much for having me. And it's nice to see you as well. And I'm good. And I'm in the sun. I'm on Tenerife in a camp, away from the German winter, so I'm really good. I'm healthy, my body is there, I'm practicing, I'm eating, I'm sleeping, and that's why I'm really good, I have to say. Yeah.
I just got goosebumps then, because when you said I'm healthy, I'm sleeping, I'm eating, like that's so important. And I know, like, the first thing I was going to kick off with you was to talk to you about being a mum, and I know how important all those things are. So tell me, what is it like being a mum? Tell me about your family.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's very great. It's intense as well. And it's in both sides, like very giving energy. It's I love my boys, and as a family we are great, and I love having them around, but sometimes I also need my time. So I'm really fine, being away for 10 minutes and having, I was yesterday also saying it's more like holiday for me here, having a camp, and it's, it's great. They are healthy. My husband is healthy and we have a great life, so I can't complain.
Oh, it's so fantastic. Now, is Morph, your husband, is he coaching you still? Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing some parts, but we decided that we actually split it up a little bit, that he's not doing the head coach role anymore. And I have to say, like, it was hard decision, because I really love his input. But I have to say, with the second kid, I underestimated a little bit everything, the traveling, which kid is going where, which kid is traveling with us, and bringing this all together. I was definitely underestimating it, or we underestimated it. And that's why we decided that he's not doing the head coach role anymore. He's still doing some sessions and the athletic part, but he's at home and doing his thing and the kids. And actually, I have to say, it's kind of the, like a big pack went off my shoulders, so I have a little bit more freedom. And I also, like, when I'm thinking about the tournaments now in March, April, that's so full, the calendar, and I know I would have been stressed already now in January, February about it, like how do we do the travel and the organization. And now it's a little bit more freedom for me. And so that's why we have different roles now. We are just husband and wife, and I like it.
mum and dad, and then when mum goes to work, mum's at work, and when dad's at work, dad's at work, and when they're not,
Exactly.
it's mum and dad. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're
Hmm.
very fortunate that you're a very volleyball family. That makes it easier in many respects, but also sometimes, like you said, more difficult. So it's just fantastic, and you're such a great role model to other women on the tour, as was Kerry Walsh, who had 2 children when she won her 3rd Olympic gold medal. Tell me, like, how many women are on the tour now with kids? You probably know more than I do. Do you have like
Yeah,
little
it's
mothers groups?
yeah, it's quite funny actually, and I can see that I'm also talking more and more to the moms, and it's about how do we do this? How's life? And I remember also talking to Carrie after I got Theo to get some experiences from her and ask questions how she's doing it, and she was always a role model for me, and she's still. And I probably also, when there wouldn't be moms before me, I probably wouldn't do it because I would be scared actually to do it. And now I'm happy that, we were brave enough and I can put both passions together. And especially the Brazilians, like with Carol, with 2 boys, and Talita with her boy. And then we have Lily with 2 boys. There's lots of boys actually. And
What they say,
from,
athletes have boys. That's a thing.
is it?
A
Oh,
boy.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a boy as well. Actually, when you were not playing anymore, when you had your
No,
boy.
I had him
No,
after.
yeah, but still, it's they are coming. The Finnish player has also she has a girl. And Maki, the Czech player, I'm playing tomorrow the final of the King of or Queen of the Court here on Tenerife with her, and she has a girl as well, and she has he as well, and it's nice to have some snuggles with her or play, and then go and give her back.
Oh, it must be. I know because I had my son after I finished playing my international career, but I did then play on the national tour, and that was hard enough just hearing him. So my husband was kind of on the sidelines, and I could hear him crying, and I could tell my body was ready to feed him,
Yes,
if you know what I mean.
sure. I had this also when I had Theo here the first time on Tenerife. He was half a year, and that was the first time I had him at the court at the practice. Before I tried to have not the him with me, and I was always like really on like focused when the baby cried, and I was seeing had a look if it was Theo or not, and if he needs my help or not, and that was actually was good practice also for focusing on the training, and because I know in the end he has a good person who's looking after him, so yeah.
Well, I suppose now you're going into probably the hardest part of your Olympic career to qualify. Because in the past, it was all about, what were you going to do at the Olympics? And we'll talk about that in a moment. But so having had one already doing it now after your second child, you, in a way, even though it's harder with 2, you kind of know what to expect. And you've set yourself up nicely by having be there more with the kids and being, the part-time or the second coach. So it sounds like you're like really set yourself and put yourself in a great position right now.
Thanks. Yeah. Right now, it feels more confident, and it feels way better and a little bit more relaxed than last year when we started. So it's fun. I went already through all those phases, and but it's always again hard for the head, and really the patience and going through all the phases, and finding the belief and the trust, and also in us as a team and a teammate, and finding a new language where we can communicate and all those things. I mean, it's my 3rd partner now on the tour, and I can tell I thought I know everything, but it's always new again.
Well, it's always new because you're really helping Louisa, who's just come out fresh from indoor, an amazing career indoors, and you're her role model, but you also have to be the partner and try not to coach. It's a difficult position, but I guess, having the experience that you had, you're the perfect partner for her as well. So on that, how did you guys get together? Did you want to come back after you had Lenny?
I actually said after the second kid, I'm definitely not coming back. But then I felt like I'm not done yet, and I feel I feel still potential, and I don't know if I ever feel there's never potential. I hope I will feel it sometime, or that I really make the stop on the right time. But Luisa and me, we had some contact, and we were just through the pregnancy talking with each other, and she was thinking about making the switch to beach volleyball, and I was also not so 100% sure if I want to do this again. But then after the talks and how we could do it, and that I got more excited. And also she as a person is really she has a great personality. She's really into it, and she was fired up, and I think also very professional from thinking, like thinking wise, and knew already a little bit about how it's working because she was close. She was she's with Jürgen Wagner, and he's her mental, or like how do you say how do you say, like, helper and mentor, kind of mentor.
Yeah, like a mentor.
Person. Yeah. And so that's why there was already the contact to beach volleyball, and knowing about how beach volleyball works, and and then we just said in the end, I think it was January, February, we said, okay, let's do it.
It is exciting. And just to kind of answer your question, because I'm obviously a little bit older than you, you don't stop thinking that you can get better, because we learned that throughout our whole career of sport, and you always want to get better at something. So you'll just find the next thing that you want to get better at. Around the world, it's pickleball now. So maybe you'll start. I don't know. Is that what it's called in Germany? It's pickleball everywhere.
Okay. I saw that already, but I have the feeling I would, like, after the beach volleyball career, I want to start tennis. I don't know. I really in love with tennis, and I can be by myself, and I want to play against my husband, so that we can have fights and to see who's better. So that will be definitely my next.
So you can beat, not to have fights, just beat him. Did becoming an athlete, was that natural for you when you were young? Like, is it just a natural thing, or have you really worked hard at all the different components of being an elite athlete?
Yeah, I mean, I was not always really disciplined, I have to say. I really love being or playing and going to competitions. I was never a practice person, and was always hard for me going through the practice and listening to the coach. And I was probably a hard, you can ask Craig Susu. Then I was definitely rolling sometimes my eyes because I was annoyed by things. But in the end, I feel really sorry, for being that player. But I probably had to go through it. But I had to learn to really be conscious about, being in practice and present, and also in the gym, or when I do running or stuff like this. I had to learn that every single little bit makes me better. And I felt it. And also when I started thinking about nutrition, and I was like being just conscious for maybe 4 or 5 months in all those little parts, what really practice and being professional means, made me so much better and feeling better. And also the mental part, like really thinking about stuff. I started 2014 with Annette, with the psychologist I have now as well. And before, I also had psychologists or like mental coaches, and I was never really a fan, and I was also not really listening. And then there was a click in my head. I guess it needs an age where you really believe in it. And then I felt it.
Or the person.
Or the person.
That's true. Yeah.
The way they're talking to us. And then like also with Annette, I have to say, she was a little bit more like, she was talking just to me and finding out stuff. And that was already comfortable. And the exercises we did, the tools we tried to develop, was I had to do them at home like one time in 2 weeks, and I was like, I can do 1 time in 2 weeks, and then it got more and more, but in the beginning it was a slow start, and I liked it. But there was definitely learning through a phase from 4 years, like from 2012 to 2016. I definitely made a step to try and be really professional.
Yeah, well, obviously it worked out pretty well, because 2016 is when you won the gold medal. And for those who would have listened to the introduction, hopefully, you were an Olympian in 2008 and 2012. 2016 you won gold. 2020 or /2021 you're in Tokyo. So this will be your 5th Olympics when you make it. And I'm saying when you make it, because I love to be positive and forward think. And you'll be matching my partner, or my ex-volleyball partner, Natalie Cook, who also did 5 Olympics. So that'll be fantastic for you to get to that point. But going all the way back, I had a look. I was stalking you today, obviously, to get a bit of information just on your background. And you started at the under-18 world champs. You were in the qualifier and you came all the way through, and then you won the world championships as a 17-year-old. And the team that you played in that match is actually still playing, or playing together again now, and that's Carol and Barbara. How incredible is that? And you've had that friendship with Carol, I believe, all this time.
Yes, for sure. I was actually also sending her a picture. Like, I think last year I was sending her the picture from the podium and giving her giving her a smile. I love both of them, Carol and Barbara. They're really cool persons and athletes, and I love what they're doing. And I'm kind of rooting for them. They're really cool. I like it. Well, and it was a nice start with Thailand. It was also my first flight. And that was to Thailand. So I was really excited, but my mom was so scared. She was standing. I remember that my father was always saying, when we are at the airport in Berlin, and he was saying, there on the stairs, your mom was crying for 3 hours after you took off, because she was so scared about my first flight. And so I remember this tournament, this competition, like it was yesterday. It was really cool. Good start.
Yeah, what a great start to come home with the gold medal at your first World Tour event. And I think, just so you know, I don't even know if you know this, but I looked it up, and you've played 167 World Tour events to date.
Nice.
You're 6th in the rankings, so you've got a few more to go. You might get up a little bit higher before you retire. 13 gold medals, 11 silver medals, and 10 bronze medals. Which one, let's say apart from Rio, which one was the best? Like, let's just take the Rio out of it, because, you've got to say that.
But the next one is also easy to say. The World Champs 2017 was in Vienna. That was after the Olympics, after we won the Olympics. Getting everything together after the Olympics with injuries, and I had also surgery, and that was the hardest year and preparation year, but we managed to get together. And like, we also, the tournaments we played before, Kira and me, we couldn't perform because of injuries, and we just weren't really into our game. But in the World Champs, everything came together, and we stuck together, and that was really a great tournament. Also Vienna, I mean, the city is beach volleyball crazy, and I don't know how many people were there. There was a full stadium. It was loud, and still goosebumps thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it, because I know what it's like with that big crowd in Austria. They are just so into their volleyball, like more so than in Brazil, in a different way.
True. Yeah. In Brazil, it's always against you. That's why it feels a little bit different, I guess. It's hard to play against Brazilians in Brazil, but it's still it was amazing for you.
Well, let's talk about the 5th Olympics, Paris. You're currently ranked, I think, 18th in the provisional ranking on the website, but you haven't played all the tournaments that you're able to play. So a couple more results and that'll push it up again. What do you need to do to just be comfortable to know that you're going to go to the Olympics? Like from a results point of view, I guess you've worked it out, the mathematics, but also from a game point of view, what do you need to get better at?
It needs not thinking about the results.
Okay, that's good. That's a good start.
No, I don't know. I think like I know, like it comes to me with the results, what we need and how many tournaments we have, and for sure you have this already always a little bit in your mind. But I'm a fan of not thinking about it too much and then focusing just on the point by point thing. It sounds boring, but it is really like this when you concentrate, or I definitely feel when I'm concentrating on me, or we concentrate on ourselves and not too much about right and left and what could happen and what happened. Finding out what we need in that little moment, then, or in the point by point and game by game thing, then the results will come. And I try. The biggest thing is trust in it, and trust in the process. And there was since I started being conscious about every moment in practice. Yeah, and but I guess. I think we have 8 results now, right? So we need 12 in total.
Yeah, I think you had 10 from
already 10
looking at today. I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah,
well,
but 10. So it's like we have in March, April, we have even just in Brazil and Mexico, and then there's one in between in China. There's already like 5-6 tournaments in the row, so there's lots of opportunities. And we just need to see that we are not overplaying and over excited, and trying to be patient and going from tournament to tournament, have a plan where we want to go, and not going into it like, let's see, we'll see. We just go in to try to win every game and then see what comes out. Yeah.
There's a couple of things I took from that. I love how you said you're in the moment, point by point, game by game, because when I watch you play, that is exactly what I'm seeing. Every point means something. It's not just, I'll play a point. Oh, yeah, there's another point. Oh, there's another point. Oh, there's a set. Oh, yeah, there's a match. It's like your joy for every single point is often, it's so consistent. So I can see that you're in the moment. And I think the other thing that I love about that is the trust part too, because you guys have, you're probably one of the top teams in the whole like running to get to the Olympics that has still so much more growth as a team, and Louisa is getting better every single time she must be stepping out onto the sand. So for me, that's exciting for you, like for your team, because some teams, like we know them so well. They've been around for 10 years playing together. I mean, Maria Fey and Taliqua, I think 7 years they've played together.
Wow.
And Carol, like you said, you know them inside out, but so many teams don't know exactly what you're capable of yet with Louisa.
Us as well. Sometimes I have the feeling we also don't know, and we surprise ourselves. But then also, I mean, it sounds easier when I say it, but there's definitely times or phases where my frustration gets up because I'm not doing what I know I'm being capable, and that's why it is also hard to keep that expectations level kind of low, although I know what there is in this team, and not being too, this is the other big word. Patience is the big thing for our team, I guess, for every team, because every team has this issue. Also being together 7 years, it's hard. You always have to, I mean, it's like in the marriage, you always have to find new ways and new, I don't know, ways being together, and
keep it exciting.
Kind of. And I mean, both I mean, I was also together with Kira 5 years, and with Sarah I was 9 years, so there was also a process of years where both have different expectations, and also after a success what are the expectations now? So that's why I think every team has its issues. They are all different, but the patience is probably the most important thing.
Well, you definitely, I'd say you'd have a lot of that having 2 young children. And Morph as a husband as well. He can that and have a laugh. So what is it going to mean to you when you find out that you've qualified? Like at that point where you're like, okay, we're in. How much is that going to mean to you?
Oh gosh, a lot. I don't want to think about too much. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. I mean, I'm a picture person, so I have pictures of what is coming sometimes, and sometimes it's more always positive for sure. I mean, you worked also mental wise a lot, and you are working mental wise a lot. So the picture part for me, I'm a visualized person, so this is very important. Me being healthy in my mind, being like doing the hygienic part of the mind is the most important thing, and that's why I feel it will be definitely it will be an exciting time in June. I can't see the future, but it's positive. So
yeah.
I don't want to talk too much about it and screw it up with my talking, but
I don't think so.
It will mean a lot. It will mean a lot. I don't know after Paris if I'm going forward or not. So that's why it will be definitely a big moment of my life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not going to compare you and I too much, but my last Olympics, I was 39 years old, and I had to qualify, and we only had 8 tournaments. It was the best 8 results. We had 8 left when I decided to come out of retirement. So I had the most amount of pressure, had to make a result at every single tournament with my partner, Summer Lokovic. It was like, the stress level was so high. I think my hair turned grey. I dye it now, but it turned grey that year.
I can imagine.
But the moment, I mean, I'll just share with you the moment that we qualified. Oh my God, it was unbelievable. And, it's such a wonderful feeling because, I know how much, we all know how much work everybody puts in.
How did you deal with the stress? Like, I mean, it's a different stress because it's maybe the last time. And
well, I remember there was our very last tournament was in Tenerife.
Really?
Yeah.
Tenerife? Yeah. I didn't know.
And our coach had done the mathematics, and he said, you have to finish in the top 10, and you because not all the teams were going to this event. So it was a watered down event because the top teams had already qualified. So it was kind of the second level of teams. So we had a better opportunity to make more points. But you have to be ahead of the other Australian team, who was Angela Clark and Kylie Gerlich. And it was in the double elimination days, so not pool play. And we went naked. We won. And then they lost, and so they were coming through the losers bracket. And I think it was Germany that they had to play in the quarterfinal. If we won through to the semi-final, we actually beat Larissa and Juliana when they just first started on the tour. And they came through the losers. They were going to come through the losers bracket. If they won that match, we would have had to play each other, and that was it. Whoever won would have gone. But unfortunately, they didn't make it through. And so we were sitting under a palm tree trying to be a long way away from where they were playing. And so we had to be respectful, but at the same time, we were just like, we've just qualified all the stress. But
crazy.
How to cope with the stress? It was, had to do a lot of work with my partner just to keep our relationship solid. That was probably the
most important.
Yeah, because one day one person's feeling the stress and the other one's not. And, there was a big age difference between us as well. So I didn't want to have to always be the coach and, big sister. So it was like you lean on each other.
And this moment, being honest with each other is probably also crucial. Being honest and really telling what you're thinking about, what is your fear, right? Then when it's out, then it's easier.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's a great feeling, and we all wish you the very, very best that you can get there. I have
Thank
a
you.
couple more questions. I have a really interesting one because it's about women in sport, and I don't know what it's like in Germany, but I had a look again at some of your statistics, and you've won, like, on paper over $1 million in prize money, but that's over a long period of time on the international circuit alone. But I'm not sure about female athletes in Germany. How does that compare? Like, as a beach volleyball athlete, do you feel like you're low down in terms of what female athletes can earn during their career? Where are
Not
you?
in our sport, I think. In our
Oh, good.
sport is beach volleyball is big in both sides, and it depends always on the results a little bit. Like when Brink Reckerman were big, they were the big ones. Then when Kira and me were the big ones, we were the big ones. Or it was more about than women, and before it was more about men. But I think beach volleyball, yeah, I think even I don't know if we are advanced a little bit because we have a bikini on, but
That
um,
helps. Maybe.
it helps sometimes. But no, I don't want to go on the bikini, but sometimes I don't know. Like I heard a few words or yeah, sentences from persons that they're rather being on the bikini than being on the men's pants. But so we have a little bit more advantage. But all in all, I think in beach volleyball, I mean, we get the same prize money. It's more about also like funding wise or budget wise, we get the same. Like depends always more on the results, who has
Yeah.
better results and has more chances that we get financial support from federation.
Yeah.
And then it's about finding the sponsor by yourself. So that's why I wouldn't say we are behind in our sport.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic because it's different in different countries. In Australia,
Oh
beach volleyball
yeah.
is still very, very small sport. So the girls still and the guys, girls probably a little bit better off. We obviously have a higher recognition of women's beach volleyball here, but still overall, both genders, they still struggle a bit. They're not making a lot of money, I can tell you that.
I mean, all in all, I would say it's still struggling. I mean, I have a good. I'm in a good position because there was a time where it was better, and there was a time where me and Kira had success. So that's why, oh, because of the results, that's
Yeah.
definitely a little bit easier for me. But all in all, it's difficult for getting sponsors or getting really
Yeah.
yeah, and also the prize money is going down. So and the traveling is being more difficult with all the like the futures events. They are all over the world, and how do you
Mm.
get there when you don't have money? So I think this is getting hard for beach volleyball players. But I was just thinking about women and men's. There's no
Mhm.
difference, I would say.
Yeah, exactly. I think we're one of the best sports in the world in
Yeah.
terms of men and women have similar opportunities. Um, when it gets really, really hard and you're down, you're losing, things aren't going well, maybe between you and your partner, the scoreboard is not good. What do you do to pick yourself? Do you have any particular strategies you can share with maybe some of the kids that are watching? How do you get yourself back up again?
When it's right in the game,
Yeah.
I definitely have some tools of like concentration wise, like where to think of and not look at the score. It's the hardest part probably, but like the connection with the partner is the most important thing, and then also talking honestly. Like every partnership is different. That's what I can say after a long time. And every partnership needs a different support, and also every player as an individual needs a different support. So talking honestly and open about it before makes it definitely easier in the game what everybody needs. So, but I mean, sometimes you find out in the game and talk after it. So it develops also the language of a team. So it's kind of making yourself naked for with your partner, like really talking deep down what you need.
Yeah.
And yeah, and outside, I would also say like when I'm down and my doubts are coming up, it's definitely talking about it. This is the most important thing. I have people around me where I know I can go and put everything of my put every thought of me out and communicate about it, because emotional you always definitely the emotions, I mean, make sometimes a lot out of your actions or let you act. And talking about it makes me definitely lighter and seeing a way again and seeing a path. And finding the right people to do this with is a big thing. Yeah, and now that I have kids, I can just go out and play with my kids and stop thinking about too much pressure or the losing part. I mean, I always have, like, after losing a game, it is never easy going off the court. Even when I see my kids, I still think about stuff, and but still, like 1 or 2 hours later, I'm fine because I know there's my healthy family, and that's more important.
Oh, that's wonderful. So my final big question, because I've got a few rapid questions, like fast questions to finish with, but my final big question is, why are you still playing beach volleyball?
Because I love the sport. I mean, I there's everybody, there's lots of people. I mean, you probably also had the questions, why you still do this? You won everything. I'm like, yeah, but it's like, do you stop your passion or your job because you know you good? I mean, I still have the feeling I can develop, and I want to develop every day. I'm waking up to go to practice to be the best me, and get even better. And I know there is still potential, and I still understand the game day by day differently. And there's still things I can learn. And also with Luisa, with my partner, she is just I want to give everything to her what I learned as well, so she can keep going. And I don't want to be a teacher or the coach, for sure not, but just giving the experience, because I know she will be, she is a good player and a great person to, develop for the next years, and can be the best in Germany and for a long time. She is athletic, she has a mind, she has the skills. So I just like being a part of this, seeing her grow, and I just love the sport. It's amazing. So yeah.
Oh, what a fantastic answer. I could talk to you for another hour, but I know that you have to go and finish off the Queen of the Court, the tournament. So I've got 10 quick serves. I'm going to just fire these questions at you, just short answers. The favorite moment in your beach volleyball career to date? Favorite moment?
Yeah, I have to say the Rio Olympics, the gold medal, the final, and the last service from Barbara out.
Sorry, Barbara. She loves your out serve. and on that, your most admired volleyball player, male or female, who do you think is your mentor, your most admired that you look up to, male or female?
Yeah, that's easy. Kerry Walsh. I was always looking up to her.
Yeah, we all were looking up to Kerry. Favorite tournament destination?
Hamburg. This their home tournament, and it's the stadium is great. The people are great. This kind of got also to a beach volleyball city. The people love it, and also in Germany, beach volleyball is loved, and that's really cool.
It's big. Your best skill?
Best skill as the touch on the ball, I guess, or knowing how to touch the ball.
Yeah.
To feel the ball.
How about the Ludwig? How do you feel about naming that we named the Ludwig after you? That's pretty cool. Everybody.
I feel honored. I feel very honored. Sometimes I have to laugh, or no, not sometimes. I always have to smile at it. It's really cool that it's. I have a shot now, so it's really nice to have a skill which is out there. And it's I really like it, and I still love doing it. Like my coaches not always love it because it's not always working, but I think 80% is working. So leave it to me, coaches.
We love it. We love it. We love it. Your favorite Olympics, but not Rio, like your other favorite, like what?
That has to be London. I think London was really nice. Like you could feel the people were totally into it. Like on every station, like if it was a bus driver or at the security, and they were chatting to you and just loving being there and being a part of it. And the stadium was amazing. The city was amazing. So yeah, me and Sarah, I think we lost to Juliana and Larissa in the quarterfinals. That was very tough and difficult. But all in all, the Olympics in London were great.
Yeah, they were great. I was there commentating. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Your favorite post-match meal? So after you've played, what do you like to eat?
A meal or a snack?
Well, it doesn't matter. What's your favorite food after?
Like I love snacking after. So if it's a bar or a banana or dates or something like this, I'm happy. I'm happy when there's a little bit chocolate on it. So a bar mostly. Yeah.
How about your most embarrassing moment? Have you got one?
Oh, that's a good question. I never thought of it. Oh, actually, my most embarrassing was indoor when I surfed and I was like how do you say, like they're kind of, no, I tried to surf, but my feet got stuck on the ground, like the shoes, and so the ball, I even didn't hit the ball, and the ball was like boom, 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 and everybody, like the teammates, were just like, what is she doing? And yeah, that was really embarrassing in front of 17. Yeah,
you were a pretty good volleyball player. Your feet got stuck.
Yeah, there was a first division in Leverkusen, and there was lots of people there. It was home crowd, and that was so embarrassing.
Classic. And the last question, Lara, what are you going to do when you grow up or when you retire? You know, when you say to kids, what do you like to do when you grow up? What are you going to do when you retire?
I have no idea. Not no idea. I have some things in my mind, and I guess I will be always connected with sport, or also with beach volleyball, and with the things I loved to learn, like the mental part, the nutrition part, like things like this. I will somehow bring together. I just know, and if it's going to be giving the experience further or trying to learn more about it, I will see like things I have in my mind, but not really, the capacity is not really there to make a really big plan. But it will be definitely with sport, beach volleyball, communication, people, nutrition, and the mental part. So my whole life was just dealing with this, so that's why I guess I stay with this.
I'm so glad you said that, because when you said you didn't really want to be a coach, I'm like, oh, all that experience is going to go nowhere, but you're going to give that to Louisa. She's going to carry on. You've given it to other players, obviously. But how
did you feel as a coach after playing? Like, I don't know if I have the patience, like getting the control, being in the control.
I think you just have to find the right people to coach, but I found it an easy transition to go from player to coach.
Really?
Because it wasn't that different. You're still on tour, you're still the same people, you're still organizing the game, but you're actually not playing it, which I didn't mind because I had so many knee injuries, so it was okay. But it's a tough life. And as a mother, I don't think it's really international coaching with kids at home. Probably
it's hard.
It's too hard for women. They have to find a way to help the women. But I'm so glad though that you will find something that you've learned, and that you'll do something with it. And I'm sure you'll be amazing. You're an amazing role model. We all love you. We love the Ludwig. We can't wait to see you in Paris.
Oh, well, me too.
Yeah, well,
Thank you,
cheering for you. I'm cheering for you.
Thank you so much.
Go point by point. You do the work, and hopefully we'll see you there. Thank you so much.
It was really nice to see you and chat to you. Thank you so much.